Hey Ken, can you hear me?
Yeah, I just can.
You just can't see me, right?
No, because I can see me,
I can see you.
but I
Can you
can't.
see me?
I don't see you either.
Okay. In settings, I don't know where.
Got your name up here in big letters, though.
Yeah, for some reason my settings isn't working, so I'm gonna have to probably call these people really quick. I'll be back.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm just having a quick issue trying to get my camera to turn on. I don't know what's going on here.
Hello there.
All right, everyone. I do apologize for some reason my video on my Zoom is not working, but you'll be able to hear us all and we can see you. So if you turn on your cameras, we can see you. Fortunately, you just won't be able to see us. For any participants that do want to see, you can go to the YouTube that's live streaming and our video camera from in here is working just fine. So you can see us live stream via the YouTube channel, cityofcaliente.com, or you can just stay on here and you can listen to us. But either way, Steve, we do have everyone, Sean, we do have Sean and we do have Joe online. So we do have a quorum and can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're gonna call this meeting to order. If you'll join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Get a roll call.
Well, that's good of you. All right, let me just turn on all your guys' mics here so I can hear you. All righty, Councilman Rao,
Present.
Councilman Hunter,
Here.
Mayor Rao,
Here.
Councilman LeBerry,
Here.
Councilman Fitzsimons.
Here.
We are not all here, but we kind of are, and we have a quorum.
Okay. Are we in compliance with the open meeting law?
We are in compliance.
Public comment. Do we have any public comment related to the items on the agenda below? In consideration of others who may also wish to provide public comment, please avoid repetition and limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes.
I don't think we have a public comment tonight.
Okay, having no public comment, we'll move on. For possible action, approve or deny payments of the bills received with the council.
Move for approval. I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the bills. Do we have any questions or comments on this? Seems we don't have everybody right here in the building. If not, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Aye. Motion
Aye.
carries. For possible action, approve and deny meeting minutes for 12/17 of 20.
Has the rest of the council gone over these thoroughly? Because I haven't had time like I usually do to go over them, so I just wondered if they've checked them over.
And I do believe that Sean
Mayor.
did, because he had emailed Linda some corrections that he'd had.
Yes, Mayor Rao.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Amanda?
Yep,
Yep.
we can hear you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve if we change the date again. She has December 12th. The date was December 17th of the last council meeting.
Oh, yes, I thought she had fixed that, but with the date change, gotcha.
And I second.
Also something Councilman Rao brought up a while back. I don't know if we decided to change that, but if you go on the last page on the discussion of council members' responsibilities, it says gave an update on all of our responsibilities. Did we decide that usually we need more details in that aspect?
We do, and normally I do give them in there. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I was gone at the last meeting and that was not relayed to Linda. So I informed her that she does have to take notes of your guys' council report. So they're not on this one. I do apologize, but I have spoken to her about that and did inform her that we do need to make sure that those updates are in detail.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing I had is changing the date to the 17th and then possibly getting the more of the details of the reports. I know it's been limited on the reports due to COVID, but. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction of December 17th as the date and to add the councilman responsibilities.
Okay,
And I second that approval.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. For possible action, approve or deny Linwood request for help with her water bill due to water leak.
So I put this guys on here. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the full year like I was trying to, but I did get her previous year. You can see in 12, 11, and 10 of last year, she was still within her base rate. And also even before that, she was still lower than what she's carrying now. I do believe that she's been in contact with Grant and the leak has been fixed. I also attached the breakdown of what your guys' normal practice amount would be, which would be taking the 3084 base rate out and then taking the overage and dividing it in half. And that's usually what you guys practice, which would be 130.33.
Okay, on the agenda request, it's January 7th, 2020.
Oh, that is my fault because I'm not gonna lie, I typed this for her. So we're going to take that on me.
Okay, so
And I'm gonna abstain from a vote on this because I did help her with the repair on that bill, so.
now, explain to me one more time. This happened for
So this was,
all the way from June?
no, she.
Just 3 months?
Just the 3 months, because she regularly waters her lawn, so she knew that, her bill would be normally high because she waters her lawn and stuff like that during the summer. But she had turned off and stopped watering as much in October, and that's when she noticed that she had this, it was still, a huge bill. And I was trying to get it in there for you, but even if you can see back in September of 19, was still substantially low compared to what it was in September of this year. But she's only asking for help for October, November, and December because that's when she was aware of the leak. And that's when she started to work to get it fixed.
Okay, and what did you figure that she would owe?
So normally what you guys do is you take the overage amount or the base rate, which is 3084, out, and then take the overage amount and you split that in half. So what I did was I took that overage amount
For 3 months?
for the 3 months.
Okay.
And divided it into, which would be the 130.33 that you have at the second page at the bottom.
And that's been the policy that we do on these leaks.
Yeah, normally that's your guys' practice, yep, that you guys just take that overage amount and split it in half.
Okay. Was that satisfactory to Lynn?
Yes,
Sergeant?
she came and paid the bill and we just kind of subtracted that amount and out of it, and she said that yes, that she'd be more than grateful for that, and that if, obviously this didn't get approved, she would be in to settle up the difference.
Okay, I would move then that we make the adjustment as you described.
Okay, so that would be a credit of 130.33 to her water bill.
And we've corrected that leak. Grant and those guys already, right, Jamin?
Yeah, I was there and it's been repaired and taken care of.
For a second?
I've had a
Oh.
motion, I need a
Sean had a
second.
question.
Hey, I had a question. Joe, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'll answer it, Sean. Yeah, he said that he fixed it. I think it's all taken care of.
Yes.
Okay, copy that. I didn't hear that part earlier. Thank you.
Oh, Grant, you gotta turn your mic on. There's a
Um,
button on it.
I'll make the second then with Sean
It'll
on
turn
that
green.
information. I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjust Linwood's bill according to what Amanda has said. All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Motion carries.
with one abstention.
One
One
abstention.
abstention.
Councilman Hunter. For possible action, approve and deny electrical capital improvement project. Grant?
Okay. I believe Mr. Luttrell was in here the last meeting that I missed and kind of explained what he wanted to do. Actually, I think I was zoomed into that one. I just wasn't in here with him.
Yeah.
Anyways, that he had some ideas. I've gone and met with him, and the capital improvement plan that he's presented to me is that we would start where the power line crosses the railroad back by well 6, which is the railroad yard, crosses the railroad tracks, kind of down by Lynn Jackson's, across from Denton Heights. We would start just after it crosses the tracks and go underground from there all the way to the west end of everything behind the businesses, the Clover Street, I can't remember the name, Clark Street. Clark Street there behind all the businesses. There's a total there of 16 power poles. Out of those 16, 7 of them failed, 3 of them were warnings, and 6 passed. And so if we go underground, we're gonna get rid of the problem of those poles that we have to deal with anyways. And they'll upgrade the service as far as the load that line could carry, which comes all the way down here to the depot, Steve Coverwells, all of that out there. And that section that they do, they would upgrade it so it could carry more of a load. And it would be done in 3 phases, and it would be done over 2 calendar years, starting this year and finishing up the end of 22. And in turn for that, rather than charge us any more, they would, currently our contract reads that they will replace 20 poles a year as part of their regular maintenance program. Instead of replacing 20 poles a year, they're only gonna replace 5 a year and do this project. This project is phase 1 is $75,000, phase 2 is $35,000, and phase 3 is $62,000. So I don't think there's any way we can go wrong on it. It's a good upgrade behind the business district that will put things underground, get rid of our overhead that's in the way back there, and clean things up back there, as well as make service more reliable.
We got plenty of money in their capital projects for that.
This wouldn't, that's what I was just saying, they wouldn't charge us any capital improvement money for that. They would, instead of changing out 20 power poles a year in the maintenance contract, they would only change out 5. So it wouldn't cost us any extra money to do this. I just wanted to bring it to you guys, get your stamp of approval, but I don't see how we can go wrong with it.
Well, with us already having 10 or 5 poles bad that didn't pass back there.
7 poles.
7.
3 with warnings.
Yeah, so that will put us right back to where we normally were.
Yeah.
So,
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any hidden services that we don't know about when they go underground that might cause a problem?
If they're hidden that we don't know about, I don't know.
Are they gonna call before they dig?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're very good about that. There is some concern that we've had talking about making sure we get all of our easements and stuff back there, because my understanding is there's only easements for part of Clark Street and then not all of it. So we're gonna have to work with the property owners to do that. But I just kind of wanted to get your guys' stamp of approval so I could move forward and start approaching the property owners and working that way. And I do have a map here and everything broken down if you guys want to look at it later. It was kind of a lot for the meeting to go through, but.
I looked at the stuff, Grant showed it all to me here a while back, and we went over it. I don't think it's a problem. I think it's a good thing to do, get her done.
Yeah.
Well, I make a motion that we approve this capital improvement project for taking the power underground on Clark Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the capital improvement project, kind of behind down Clark Street with Lincoln County Power. Do we have any questions on that? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Update concerning ongoing grants administration, CDBG depot grant.
All right, guys, I'm so sorry I don't have a written report for you, so I'm just gonna be super tacky and read the notes that I have put myself down here. So I'm just gonna go over all the grants since that's what we're doing. The December report for the CFR will be in tomorrow. And luckily for us, because we did have quite a few employees come down with COVID, that pays for their time out, their leave time that they had. So they'll be reimbursed back for that, and that was paid for by this. And then we're pretty much good for everything, because we've gotten all of our reports done and everything like that, but the state has extended that deadline to have the grant in until, I think it's March. But either way, we don't have any more activity on it. So Linda, from here on out, will just basically be doing monthly reports until it's time to close it out, and then we'll close it out. But that does give us, you know, an opportunity for anything else if somebody else comes down with it or something like that, to be able to get reimbursed for that. And so other than the historical depot part, oh, that's correct. Okay, and so another thing that she also went out for, which is kind of nice, is we were talking about it, and almost any emergency management or any type of safety is completely paid for. So we were actually able to get 2/4 of what we pay the sheriff's department paid for through this, so that kind of saved our budget a little bit. Because we didn't actually, she got it paid through the CFR grant. And as far as the historical depot, we are still waiting for the historical structural report to come in. And then the only other thing is, what did she say? Also waiting for feedback for the historical structure from council and the committee. Okay. So she said that the only thing that we have to do for that is we'll have the historical structural report in, we'll get final feedback from you guys and an approval on the 17th. And then from there on out, we're gonna start, she's gonna just basically start doing her report to get the contractors ready, and we'll start working towards going out to bid, so that way by the time hopefully spring hits, we have a contractor in place. And that's kind of our goal there for the depot grant. And then other than that, she's still just working on the third phase of the application that will be turned in. But that's not due, I wanna say, until October, but don't quote me on that time. But then I guess I can jump into my clerk's report, which I'll just give verbally. So I've just been working on end of year. We have quarterly reporting that's due, and so I've been working on that, the SUDA 941, and then we also have end of year, so I've been working on doing the end of the year payroll to get W-2s out, to get the 1099s out. And I've also been working with Stacy, our audit. We might have to put a special meeting together at the end of January, the last week, to approve our audit, because I don't know if we'll have it 100% ready by the 20th. So I do apologize on that. I've also been trying to just play catch up from the time I was out, and super catch up because I'll be taking maternity leave here at the beginning of next month. So I'm getting Linda trained on payroll and other things like that. And then also, I don't know if anybody's heard, but we have resumed shutoffs for the city, and that has gone very well. But we've been taking care of that. That's actually taken up a lot of my day yesterday and today. But we're through shutoffs. We actually had I'm so grateful for our community. A ton of people have reached out and actually gotten caught up and where they need to be. So we're not as bad off as I thought we were gonna be when we were sitting here last year. But other than that, I think that's all I have, unless if you guys have any questions for me.
You,
Yes, sir.
wasn't there COVID money for our residents to pay their bill?
So there was availability to do that, but the problem is, was in order to receive that money, they had to prove out that it was due to COVID-related reasons to receive.
Laid off or something.
Yeah, like they would have to prove that they were laid off because of COVID and they did not receive the $600 extensions that, you know, that they were given in on unemployment, and things like that. So it was available, but it was extremely detailed in how you could get it. Mm-hmm.
Any more questions for Amanda? Okay. Public Works Manager, Mr. Perkins.
Okay, so in our water department, we read meters this last cycle. We Also switched wells, and in so doing, going from well one, or from well six to well one, we found out well one needed to be repacked and flushed and a few things, and Chris and Justin and Logan worked on that, got it taken care of, and so we switched wells in the water department. We're running on a different well this year. Just, that's one of those things to keep our water rights up and try and stay current on that. Play the state's game is what it is. In our power department, we also read meters. We had the Lincoln County Power District here a couple times to mark some secondary lines for customers that were getting ready to dig in their yard. And as well, we had somebody that didn't have 220 in their house. They had 120 outside on one leg, and part of their house was down and didn't have 220. We went and checked it for them. That was their issue somewhere in their house. We had everything right to their side of the meter, even their side of the main breaker there. Like Amanda said, we did utility shutoffs as well. They gave me a list of 5, and I went and knocked on doors that morning, and we got it down to where we only shut 2 people off when it was all said and done. So that was better than what a small improvement from what they'd done. They got a lot of people to come in and pay before they got to me. In streets, with a little bit of moisture, we went out and bladed Ox Road and Haystack Road. Cleaned the shoulders on Holt Avenue. Some of them were getting like potholes right in the shoulder. They cleaned that up and added to there. Screened some more material so we could have it to do some more work on shoulders. And we got to plow some snow this time too. In the parks, we've started cleaning up all the leaves in Dixon Park. We were cleaning up leaves, and then we got off to Christmas lights and Christmas vacation, and now we're back to getting those leaves cleaned up. Hopefully get that all done this week in Dixon Park. No, we won't, next week. Christmas lights are all down. All my guys are back from COVID with no major long-term issues, so that's good. And that's all I've got.
Questions for Grant?
Got a couple. On the shut-offs,
Mhm.
they weren't families with kids, little kids.
No, the ones we actually shut off were not.
And I need to have a work order put out as quick as you can do something. And that's, the hospital doesn't have lids on their dumpsters.
You know what I was told that once, you're
And-
right.
And they're getting dinged for not having them. And need to get them on as quick as possible. It's a health hazard with the stuff that they dump in there.
Okay,
Thank you, appreciate it.
you bet.
Any other questions for Grant?
One more thing real quick, not really, the fire department, down here in the corner, the old one,
Fire station.
yeah, and the roofs on them. I did get 2 contractors that wanted to give bids on them. And one contractor for the second fire hall that's actually in use, we were looking from up there, and the shingles are old and starting to shrink where you can see the tar through the gravel or the texture on them. And so I had them give a bid on that as well. One person said, hey, it's got too many shingles on it, we're gonna rip them all off and replace them. And the other one said, we're just gonna put metal over the top. So they're very different bids, so I didn't wanna bring them to you yet. But the other one, and this is something that you might wanna look into, is where we can get money from, is about $13,000. Both of them were pretty close there, to do the roof on the old fire hall that we're not using at all.
And I will apologize, Grant did ask me to talk with him about the budget, and I was unable to get to him this week,
Yeah.
just playing catch up and everything, so, but in my meetings with Stacy next week that I have it on my list to, talk to her about the budget and where we can.
And then when you find out what we can do, we'll make sure we get it on the agenda and see what you guys wanna do from there.
Go ahead and put it on the agenda for our next meeting, and
17th, yeah, or I keep saying the 17th, it's the 21st, I don't know why I keep saying the 17th.
The metal agenda for the shorter fire hall, it sounds like a great idea. That's
To do them both?
a long time fix.
Yeah, it is, but the question is can we afford it? I don't know where we can get that money from for the fire hall. We'll just have to look at the general budget and see what Amanda can come up with.
How soon until our fire trucks are paid off?
You know, I'd have to double check, and please don't quote me on this, but it's fairly soon, it's either this year or next year that And don't quote me whether it's the fire trucks, but one of our loans will be paid off at the end, by the end of next year. Or this year. I can't remember exactly which one, but, one of our bigger loans will be paid off, one of our USDA. Yes, I can.
We got people paying money for fire trucks and stuff, and once that's gone, we'll have that money available
For those buildings anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
thank you.
You bet.
Any other questions for Grant? I only got one request. Probably, we ought to go around and check out streetlights.
Okay.
We got a ton of them out. The lights are not on the flagpole up there. We got a ton of those streetlights that come on and go off, And I think we should need to mark those down and make a list of them so that I guess the fire district can come in and check them out. Get them a list.
Yeah, when we first get in one morning, I can send everybody out to do different parts of town, and we can all just look for streetlights out and come back, because they're still on when we first start in the morning.
That's like I said, some of them are on and then they go off and they're on and they're off, so I don't know.
That's probably a ballast issue in them.
Okay. Discussion of legal issues. City attorney, is Mr. Katsky online?
He's not, no, he is
Okay.
unavailable today.
He has the COVID, so. Oh, does he? Yeah, he called in today.
He called and let me know today, yes, he does.
Hope he's not seriously sick.
Well, he did tell me that if he felt okay, he'd probably Zoom in, but if he was feeling kind of cruddy, that he wouldn't be here tonight, so.
Okay, building inspector's report, Mr. Dixon.
Ken, can you hear us? You want to take over? Oh, let me ask him to unmute here.
Name.
Ken, you gotta unmute yourself, please.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button.
We found
I
it.
should let everybody see me, but I didn't let everybody hear me. Yeah, the Midway is moving along. They got some problems with some of their shower stalls. Half of them were delivered damaged, and that kind of set them back a little bit. They're working on doors now, and we'll start on drywall in the rooms probably by the end of next week. The office area and what'll be their rec hall eventually is almost completely done. So they're hoping to be able to get in operation by the end of February. Personally, I doubt that. I don't think it'll be that soon, but they're optimistic and I hope they make it. The Caliente apartments, we're still working on trying to get the tenants relocated. We still haven't settled anything with the Agua Caliente as far as the tenant spaces are concerned. That's an ongoing project. We're working on an RV over on the behind 190 Culverwell Street and or Avenue rather. So I talked to Steve Culverwell today. That RV is actually parked on his property, and he's going to work on getting it out of there. He knows the people that parked it there, so we should have an answer from him in the next couple of days, I hope. We have one gentleman, William Brown, up on Spring Heights that is working on having a variance in front of the Planning Commission and the council at the next meeting. Try to get something working on building a house up there. And that's about it, unless somebody's got some questions.
Any questions for Ken? All right, thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Discussion of issues related to public safety. We have the fire chief on there or the Anybody from the sheriff's office?
We do not.
Okay. Discussion of council members' responsibilities. Parks Beautification Committee, Mr. Fitzsimons.
Okay, we haven't not had a beautification meeting since our last time we met as a council. Just talked to Jamie Woods a couple days ago, and next meeting is supposed to be January 19th. So we'll let you know more on that. That's the third Tuesday of this month. Appreciate Grant and the crew with all the Christmas light stuff. It was a pretty good success. We had some people decorating their own trees. And like I said, we haven't had a meeting, so nothing really to report.
Any questions for Sean?
Sean, I will ask, so at the next meeting, if you guys do end up having a meeting, if not, I can reach out to Jamie as well. But as we're getting closer to having the architects start being here and people start being here in the building, if we could have them work on the storage units upstairs and get them to get all their stuff downstairs and a little organized.
Okay, yeah, will do. I will bring that up. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on. Community Development and Planning, Councilman Rao.
Okay, we canceled they canceled the planning commission meeting that was supposed to be held yesterday. And I do have a question. Community development and planning is the way it's listed. I was just wondering how these bicycle trails, it gets all these people in riding the bicycle. And most of them are not riding here in town. They're riding up Barnes Canyon facility up there. And I just wondered if that would be under tourism or under community development. Anyway, I would like to report that I've been up there several times and have seen people on the bicycle trail. And if you haven't been up to see the new rest station that they put up there, it's got picnic tables, it's got awnings, it's got vault toilets. And it's quite an accomplishment for that area.
Barbecue pits and the whole works.
Barbecue pits and everything. I'm not sure if they allow camping in there. They do? Okay, because that's gonna be a good place for campers to be. Might even be a good place for the fire department to have their steak fry, if it's available at that time. The last place we used to have our steak fry had about 40 people there when we went up to have our steak fry
On the summit here.
at the trail head up on the summit. Anyway, I reported on that, and that's all I have.
Any questions for Tommy? Okay. Tourism, Boxcar Museum, Mr. Laveri.
Not really too much. I'm sure everyone's seen the businesses all got like some nice signs from LCAT in front of all their businesses. And then, when Tommy said that about the mountain bikes, I was just thinking maybe I can try to get with Christine or one of them and get some kind of signage. I think most of these people kind of know there's a pump track and all that, but maybe there's a way we could get something on the highway so it gets used a little more. Because most people I do see, there's been a kind of a steady flow of mountain bikers, but I'm with Tommy. I think they all go up the canyon. So that's about all I had. The box car is not open. And I did have one question, Amanda, I guess for a piece of my time. Is there a way, and I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but do you think maybe the next meeting, again, I don't think this falls under tourism, but do you think you could get some kind of report on like what's coming in from those, if anything, from the marijuana industry?
Yes, we can. Actually, I haven't had a chance to extend a handout to Kelly Graham from the state, but we haven't received anything yet. And so I was actually just talking to Franklin about that. I either last week or the beginning of this week, they're all starting to blend. But about how I want to reach out to Kelly Grammon and find out exactly what we do on our end and what steps we need to take on our end to make sure that this is starting to streamline a little bit better. So that is
Cause they've
definitely on
made
my,
sales, I believe.
I know that they've made at least one sale, and that was in last quarter, so when we're in a different quarter now. So
Yeah.
whatever they've sold since then should be coming up here now as well. So yes, that is on my list of things that need to be done and figured out. So by next council, I'll have a better update for you guys on, I'm not gonna say we're gonna have the money, but I'll have an update on what we need to do on our end to retrieve it.
Figure it out. Okay.
Yep.
I only asked that because maybe once something starts rolling in, that might help with some kind of.
It will, and I've honestly,
Tourism.
I've even had residents and stuff reach out and ask if we've received anything, so. Yes, it is something that does need to be taken care of and is on my list of things to get done before I leave for maternity.
All right.
I know
It's
that,
gotta be there.
I know as of the first of the week here, they've got new hires out there, so they're building their personnel.
Yes, and as far as I know,
Yeah.
I do believe they're actually they've started their extension project as well. So yeah, they're definitely moving forward. So I will find out what we
I
have.
got another question, and again, tell me if I gotta stop, but shouldn't they, is there a way we can get them to like report when they have a sale, or do we have anything in place or
Well, see, I thought I
for
was,
that?
and again,
Cause I
this
think
is,
they've sold a few times, but
yeah, I'm not 100% sure, and this is why I want to extend out to Kelly Graham, because I thought that the state would also send a report stating that the state has received this much from these grows, and so that would kind of give us a heads up, but I haven't received anything from them. And there was also a, I don't know, the state just put together, you know, its own department to run this type of stuff, and I thought that they would reach out as well. So, yeah, like I said, I've just got a list of questions for Kelly Grammon on how we handle this marijuana income and revenue and how we find out if they've made sales, because there's got to be some kind of trail somewhere that states, hey, they've made this sale, this is how much, this is what they should be reporting for, and things like that. And on top of that, I have questions on how I report that, because we have to, I'm sure there's some way that we have to report that back to the state stating that we've got it. And I want to make sure that when we do have it, I get that to the state and report it correctly. So, yeah, I've got quite a list of questions for Kelly Graham when I am
I'm
able to
sure the
call
state
them.
has that stuff. We just need to find out where we plug in.
Yeah, how we get it, and if
Yeah.
I have to get on an email list or something like that.
all right. And then I got one last question that maybe you have this in your mind to ask them or not, but, and I hope this isn't a stupid question, but the 3%, was that coming from them or from like the company itself or from the state?
Yes, so it is up to the company itself to pay us the 3%. It's not something that the state has to pay out, but it's all linked together, so I know the reporting has to be done somewhere. You know, the state has got to have record of it, we have to have record of it, and we're gonna have to report that and make sure we match. So, but no, it is the company's responsibility to get that payment to us.
All right. Well, let me know. I'll come see you. And then if you need some help with something, I don't know how much I can get involved, but
Yeah, I will definitely
I'd
make
be
sure
willing
that I
to,
have.
I'd be willing to help out because I think we're losing a bunch of money.
No, I agree with you 100%, and I will definitely have a better update for you guys at the next council meeting on more information on that.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna lose any money on it. It's just maybe a delay in getting it. Once we start
Yeah.
getting this going, I think we'll be good.
And once we get in a process and they know and we know, I think it will flow fairly smoothly.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, cause I know they've processed some things and nothing's been said.
Yeah, I know they have a deal where when they process it, then it has to be, it's sold, but then it has to be sampled and approved before they can actually,
Distribute it.
then the money can change.
Gotcha.
So,
All right. Yeah.
It's a-
I didn't know
it's a
much about it.
process,
That's why I was
so.
kind of asking, but yeah. Okay.
any questions for Mr. Laveri? Okay, we'll move on. Public Utilities, Councilman Hunter.
I think we've heard all that I had to report, so nothing special from me.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Hunter? Okay. I think most of the stuff I have to say has been done too. Amanda's given most of the reports on what's going on over here at City Hall. I wish we could get things opened up, but hopefully now with the vaccines going on, we can in the near future.
Hope so.
So we need to schedule a date for, our next meeting.
Not the 17th. It is January 21st. It's gonna be our next meeting. We will have a couple of things on there, like, Ken had mentioned, we have a gentleman up on Spring Heights that's gonna be looking for a variance. And so we've sent out the letters for that, and it will be on the next planning and then the next council meeting, for approval there. And then I'm hoping I'm gonna have the audit on there, but like I said, I can't guarantee, but I'm gonna really try really hard to have the audit on there. And then I think I haven't received any agenda requests, so those are the two items that I have on there.
In the fire department.
Oh, and thank you, I gotta add that on there, fire, hall, roof.
Okay. Anything else needs to go on the agenda for next time? Not, we'll move on. Public comment related to any matters concerning the city of Caliente, in consideration of others who may wish to also provide public comment. Please avoid repetition and limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. Do we have any public comment?
Give it a second, guys. She's an official. Can an official make a public comment?
Mary Cordell on there.
She is.
No public comment from Mary.
I don't think so, not tonight.
We're missing you, Mary. With no public comment, I adjourn this meeting.
All righty, 43. All right, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, Sean says thanks, everyone. All righty, guys. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming, and we will see you next time.
Hey, Amanda.
Oh, yes?
Oh, I just gonna ask you, since I wasn't there and I seen all the bills earlier, do we need to come in there and sign something tomorrow?
Yes, if you can come and sign the bills, and Sean too. We've got the actual check signed, but if you can come sign the payment approval report, I would appreciate that.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.